Hey, so welcome to our second episode of Koon Rijjeil. So we took a bit of a break, but now we're back, and I'm going to welcome our lovely guest, Bashar.
Hello.
Bashar, welcome to Koon Rijjeil. How do you feel?
Great. Honestly, I've been excited to do this for a
Honest-
while. So,
Honestly, it's been a very exciting journey because I think we spoke a couple of times, and I remember we were in university together and everything, but I was like, man, I've never really gotten to properly know the person behind your name. So,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to do this today.
same.
So, Bashar, the first thing that I want to start the podcast with is when somebody بيقول لك كون رجال, what does it mean to you?
Honestly, I hate hearing that phrase. لأنه to me, it's all stereotypes, so it's all just nonsense. لأنه you're not born into this world with, no one hands you a rule book of
صح.
this is how you should be. So it's just society, they enforced stuff on men. Oh, I just hate hearing that word. لأنه I heard it a lot in my life. So
Yeah. And is there a specific مثل experience that comes to mind where you say when كون رجال was like, okay, this was like the final, like it was the moment you're like, you know what, I really hate this word because of this one experience.
like it's just a مثل combination of experiences.
Yeah.
مش one specific experience, but in my entire life, literally, because I'm more on the sensitive side of like emotions.
Which is normal.
So yeah, everyone just keeps telling me إنه خلاص كون رجال man up يلا شو بك وما بدها
شد
هالقد.
الهم وشد حالك.
إيه، شد حالك
سمعناهم كلهم يعني throughout our
Exactly.
whole life. بس لك وشوف يعني عم لاحظ شغله يعني هلا حتى يعني I think with the pilot episode we've done, صرت كتير عم شوف a shift in terms of how people are seeing men, and I'm not saying it's because of the podcast, but in general في big shift لأنه صار في أول شيء توعية على الموضوع, وتاني شيء بحس more and more men are speaking up about their mental health. They're not being shy. They're not refraining. ما بيمسكوا حل لأنه historically we've always been people who hide and we want to protect but we don't want to show.
Yeah.
And I think this is the very interesting thing about this.
إيه لا ليك صراحة أنا remember when you posted like about your first episode.
Yeah.
دغري حكيتك قلت لك إنه it's great that you're doing this because يعني recently كمان لاحظت قد إيه it's needed, you know, because a lot of people are still kind of living in the past, especially in the Middle East and in the Arab world, إنه كيف a man should be, should act, shouldn't cry, shouldn't show feelings, all of that, which صراحة is very wrong. Sorry.
No.
لأنه at the end of the day يعني it's just gonna affect them, you know.
Exactly. So, because at the end of the day, actually I was reading this this post the other day. Someone was saying it was like, you know, when you're telling somebody to always be positive and to always be happy, you can put it in our context, which is to always tell them كون رجال شد حالك. It's like you're taking up so much energy of that person. It's like بس أنا شو مفروض أجي أعمل يعني كل شيء يعني within my power عم بعمله, بس الشيء أنا ما في أعمله ما بعرف بدي أحكي معك بدي فش خلقي بدي أبكي whatever. It's tough. بس إنه again عم بحس في a big change which is really amazing صراحة.
ليك صراحة أنا I expected there to be more of a change by now. لأنه you saw يعني طلعت على another podcast where I was talking about men can cry. And I got so much hate for that. Oh, I was shocked إنه do people actually still think that way إنه عم بيقولوا لي إيه ما تبكي وليه بدك تبكي وإنه صاروا يسبوني ويسبوا عائلتي وأنا just like إنه guys ما بدها هالقد. I just is that you don't want to cry, don't cry. I'm just talking from my personal experience.
Exactly.
No, it's fine يعني it's not.
ليك وشوف يعني بتذكر actually حتى we had a similar situation. I think I had gotten like a private message on Instagram. It was about the specific point. It's like إنه هلا الرجال عم بيتربى تيكون ست وشو إنه شو يعني شو الفيوتشر تبع الرجال بعدين. We're going to be having two women بالبيت قاعدين وما في رجال. طب شو like no, but that's not what we're saying. We're not saying that men should هيدا بالعكس men يعني be who you are but be more in tune with your emotions. Don't shy away from talking about things. Don't shy away from showing things that you've never ever shown before.
Exactly.
Things do change. They're uncomfortable but they change.
Exactly.
At some point in life. Definitely.
بس هو this is the misconception إنه حيصير في two women in the family.
Definitely.
Which is not the case. بالعكس how nice would it be if you could just have a partner where you could just be honest about everything. Tell them about your feelings, what you're going through. لأنه at the end of the day we're human beings too.
Me.
So إنه we go through a lot of stuff especially in this day and age, which is like not as easy as it used to be before.
Yeah.
فإنه we go through a lot of things, and it's fine to express, to talk about it. If you don't want to publicly announce, okay guys, look, I'm crying, doesn't mean you can't do it privately. You know, with the people you trust, the people you love, just having someone to fall back on is always 100%. Needed.
Yeah.
So
Leko, I think حتى you touched upon something very interesting. You know, I think حتى beyond talking, I think حتى بس تسمع حد يعني historically نحن كرجال هلا maybe more than others, بس ما بيحبوا يسمعوا لأنه it's like خلص إنه فك عني خلصني إنه شو بدك, you know. But I think now again this is the second thing that I've been seeing a lot on social media هالأيام يلي هي في difference between talking about things and listening to other people talk about them. يعني بده يكون في acceptance منك لحتى تقدر تسمع هيك شيء لحتى أنت you internalize it and then give either a feedback or just be simply somebody that just listens and makes someone feel comfortable and safe.
Yeah.
So anyways هلا let's put this aside. هلا أنت you've you know هلا لما بتذكرك بالجامعة كنت كتير into the music و singing و honestly برافو عليك يعني. And that's actually one thing that I was very impressed by the way. يلي هي يعني أنا remember growing up أنا حاحكي عن حالي يعني بتذكر أمي مرة إجت قالت لي كريم تعال نعلمك تروح تلعب بيانو. وبوقتها كانت أختي وأمي وستي وأختي صغيرة بيلعبوا بيانو.
Yeah.
أنا بدي ألعب بيانو أنا رجال شو بدي أروح أجي ألعب بيانو. And I've never done that. I've never went on and learned any instrument. I've never done anything. But I'm always so impressed by men who actually, you know what, say بالعكس أنا بدي غني أنا بدي أرسم أنا بدي ألعب whatever instrument it is, you know. For how was that experience for you? يعني did you feel like, you know, growing up كان في like you had a hard time, or was it a simple thing because خلاص you just saw the goal and you wanted to go for it?
ليك صراحة يعني أنا I've always been the type of person who doesn't care about what other people think or say about me, مش in general.
Yeah. Oh.
So هلا my parents were very against it لأنه من أنا وصغير بقول لهم إنه I want to become a singer, I want to become an actor, I want to become a director, I want to become a writer, I want to do all of these things that, you know, I'm more like creative than I am, you know, math, physics, science. بس كمان, you know, like parents, especially Arab parents بالold mentality إنه هذا ما بيطعم خبز وبلا بلا بلا وإنه engineering أو طب is the way to go, which is not the case anymore. I had to like hide a big part of the things that I love to do. Growing up, I still did them. يعني my parents were shocked by the amount of invitations they used to get to watch me singing, watch me performing on stage, doing whatever it is. So as long as there's a stage, I'm on it. يعني دايما
هيدا أهم شيء. هيدا يعني عن جد I'm very proud لأنه because I'm going through something a bit similar. يعني not similar in that sense, but in terms of كنت دايما أحرم حالي من قصص that either I think maybe it might not do well, maybe what if people react to it negatively, what if this, what if that, and I felt that, you know, doing a podcast about men's mental health could be something that's seen as bad, but you know what, I enjoy it. I love talking to men, I love talking to even women at some point in the season, you know, to really get down and talk about what exactly you're going through. How do you see things? And I remember my first ever podcast that we've done. I remember I sent it to my family and I was like, okay, I don't know شو حيقولوا. إذا حيقولوا أنت شو حكيت, or it's like bravo عليك. هلا luckily it was bravo عليك وبالعكس we were very proud of you which is like okay, thank God, because you know, even at times like when you perhaps even the same when you perform in singing and all that, it's like, you know, when you get up on stage and you do your thing and you're like, but I don't know how I did. You all start to question. I know we've never done it. We've never had this outlet to be. So I've had that experience a couple of times. Oh, yeah. I hope I don't have them like where I doubt myself كتير, بس.
Like صراحة the key is to not care anymore. يعني as long as you're doing something you love, something that makes you happy, whatever people say about it, it just shouldn't affect you. لأنه like يعني in this time and age, it's very easy to spread a lot of hate. And it's very easy to like get a lot of hate. You open TikTok, you see so many hate comments لكل العالم, which is insane. Like I've never felt the need إنه افتح the comment section واكتب a hateful comment to anyone. لا Instagram ولا TikTok ولا anywhere. يعني إنه خلاص if I don't like what they're saying, I just skip.
Ignore it,
Yeah. And why do people feel the need to go that deep into it and start spreading hate and comment on it and be like, oh my God, you're so bad. Oh my God, I don't know what you're saying, blah, blah, blah. And you know, the whole thing. في وحدة recently طلعت لي على TikTok. Okay, I think she's Russian. She sings. She makes her own music. So honestly, her songs aren't bad. She needs a bit of practice, but we all do in terms of singing.
Okay.
But she's doing something she loves and she's putting it on TikTok and she's so proud of it. Her songs are catchy. And I've had her songs stuck in my mind for like the past 2 weeks.
Amazing, yeah.
كل comments are people hating on her. كلهم. So when I read the comments, I was like, haram, she's trying to do something she loves and people are reacting that way. You know, so I'm hoping she doesn't care. I actually added a comment, don't listen to them, keep going, you're doing great,
you go, girl. Yeah, you got this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so people get a lot of hate. So I think the only way to just move past it is to not care or not read. If you're a person who gets affected directly, and I used to be that way, شوي يعني from what people used to say when I was younger.
It's normal, but
yeah. بس هلا صراحة no matter what they say خلص I know myself, I know what I'm doing. I've worked so hard on the person I am today to the point where kill that noise, it's not gonna faze me, you 100%.
know? Yeah, شوفوا هيدا يعني to me that's the most important thing because at the end of the day المهم انت مقتنع باللي انت عم تعمله بالآخر who cares what other people say and think يعني بالآخر it's really you doing what you want to do. It's your life. It's not theirs.
Exactly.
You know, ودايما يعني في a lot of decisions in my life that in the past I've said no to because I listen to what other people say and I always say this. هلا I'm starting to reframe that thought, which is no, but hold on. They don't see what I see. So why am I listening to them? You know, وكتير أمرار it's because of either في عنده مثلا قصص خلص هيك العالم متربين عليها it's yes or no ما في you know and sorry, they're either black or white, you know, and it's very similar to your experience, you know. What I did want to ask you though is, how do you deal with your mental health? يعني على شكل يومي or in general?
Like هلا أنا صراحة a year ago I started therapy.
Okay.
Which was amazing. I stopped recently, but
sorry, Dubai.
Yeah, okay. Dubai. أكيد يعني the move, leaving the family, أكيد. Starting a new life, job, living on my own, you know, I was كتير not like on edge.
وعلى فكرة هيدي لحالة it's a whole
it shifts your life. Yeah, it's a completely different life.
It's a whole new world, a whole new mindset. It's very challenging. I understand that.
I was going through some like personal stuff as well, so I just thought, okay, let me start going to therapy. The funny thing is, and when I started and I told my parents, my mom was like, ليش شو صار معك? And I was just like, Mom, ماشي, I'm just making sure إنه كيف نعمل physical checkup على our bodies. I want to make a mental checkup على my mind. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
So I used to go to therapy a lot, which uncovered a lot of things that I needed to work on, that I'm still working on till now. I'm trying to exercise because I know it's good for your mental health. With work, with like cleaning the house and cooking and you know it's challenging but I'm trying.
Oh, that's good.
كمان just in general I'm like my FYP on TikTok is all about mental health, for example, because I'm very interested in this topic. It's something that means a lot to me. The small things I do every day, like just tell myself مثل fake it till you make it, you know, in a way. So I kind of start telling myself, hey, la, you're great, hey, la, you're perfect, hey, la, you're amazing, you know, just keep building my confidence up.
Positive reinforcement.
Exactly, to myself, because I don't need it from anyone outside of myself. I just need me to be okay with who I am, you know?
أكيد.
So technically these are the things that I do. Recently I stopped therapy because وصلنا لمطرح where there's not much to talk about anymore. You know, I've been in Dubai for 2 years. خلاص يعني I got used to the lifestyle here. أكيد things still happen to me, but I try to focus more on what I can control
100%.
and not what I can't, because what I can't control خلاص it's
مش بإيدك.
Exactly. Literally.
شو بدك تعمل
exactly. But the things I can control, these are the things I can fix and change and make
That's
better.
very important. Actually ذكرتني مرة كنت عم بحكي with a friend of mine so أنا كمان I've been going to therapy صار لي a long time actually. بس بتذكر مرة I spoke to him like about 2 months ago. he's like شو وينك شو عم like إنه عندي therapy. He's like man إنه كل جمعة عم تروح على therapy بكشي. I'm like إنه لا إنه I'm great. قال لي طب ليه عم بتروح؟ قلت له bro لأنه I just want to talk. I just want to فضفض. فضفض وباخد another perspective and just try to find different cues لحتى أنا أقدر أصير ساعد حالي على قصص قد ما تكون صغيرة بس بتكون عم تأذيك من جوا.
مزبوط.
عرفت يعني كتير أمرار يعني something as simple as ما بعرف a bad email or I don't know شيء كتير تافه you know. فهلا you know I'm working on those things و no it's going good. بالعكس I'm glad إنه you're going to therapy ويعني بالعكس أنا I'm always advocating for it لأنه بحس كتير لازم كل إنسان مش بس شباب وبنات
in general everyone
لازم لأنه وبيك شيء ما بيك شيء لازم لأنه it's always good one to تاخد another perspective و two it's always good to share to يعني تتعود حالك حتى you know أنا بدي أحكي مع هذا الإنسان and that's something that's helped me كتير يعني حتى with my يعني relationships with my family with my friends يعني بضل فكر أنا كيف كنت وين صرت من قبل كنت لوح ما كنت أحكي يعني كيفك كريم منيح ما بعرف شو عملت اليوم ماشي رحت على الشغل رجعت على البيت هلا it's like مش إنه يعني بيزهقوا بالقصة بس إنه it's a bit more extensive في bit of لف ودوران but it's a nice thing to listen to you know it's all part of going therapy لأنه again you're عم تعود حالك كيف أحكي عن حالي you know
like you get an objective opinion you know إنه أنا مثلا إذا بحكي ل my friends thank God I have a lot of friends that I can actually open up to
100%
إذا بحكي لهم a lot of them would like take my side إذا في شيء صاير معي versus someone else بس لما أحكي therapist who like I'm paying her to or him to be objective you know and to not judge and to just listen and tell me their opinion in a way that's like no, okay, not taking sides but this is what you can do to help yourself you know so this is why I love therapy لأنه it's someone who doesn't know me and I always find it easier to open up to strangers than I do to open up to people I know.
That's true.
So it's very funny.
I've realized that actually by the way. حتى مع حالي يعني I was thinking about this من شي شهر كنت عم بقول إنه بحس لأنه ما بحياتي حرجع أشوفهم so إنه there's
exactly
it's okay like
they can think whatever they want about me you know
آخر همي
exactly
let them do what they want to do so هلا كم جسك شيء تاني so هلا أنت so هلا you're living in Dubai everything is good الحمد لله so هلا where do you see you know yourself in the next few years يعني بقصة you know your journey with mental health your singing your career you know how do you see that all playing out لأنه بالآخر نحن كلنا بنوصل لمرحلة where you're stuck in a you know in a puzzle you want to say or you keep growing in terms of mental health in terms of activities in terms of doing your own things so how do you know see that's happening for you
ليك صراحة يعني for now I don't think that much about the future
okay
I try to live every day as like on its own بس أكيد يعني I know that the path that I'm planning on taking in my musical career إنه I'm gonna start releasing original music it might blow up I might become like a big thing you know so I know with that comes a lot of negative stuff as well like people constantly judging you people talking about you all the time rumors all of these things I think I'm gonna need to hold on to my mental health more than ever before which is why I feel like the past 2-3 years of my life I've been شوي working on my mental health and growing it and making sure that it's like bulletproof you know so that no matter what happens I don't get affected by it in the future I think that's why I've been working so hard on it for the past few years so that I can reach a point where it's like you can say whatever you want about me I don't care I know who I am وخلص يعني this is me like me great you don't like me I don't give two shits
no
can I say shits
okay no عادي في no كان it's okay it's an open podcast ما في هيدا بس ليك يعني كنت عم تقول شيء كتير مهم يلي هي يعني دايما بحس بأي مرحلة بحياتنا دايما حتوصل لمرحلة you're like okay I need to either you know sit down reflect think or it's you know it goes downhill from here or this is دايما to me يعني the thing I always try to think about when in any situation is like okay أنا هلا شو بدي أعمل بدي أقعد وفكر وأكتب ورeflect and try to understand أنا عن جد شو عم بيصير معي أو بدي just let it be.
Yeah.
This is كمان something that I've learned كتير in therapy اللي هي journaling. يعني كتير I talk about it I highly recommend everyone to do it لأنه كتير بتصير تلاحظ على قصص بصيروا as a very repetitive قصص مكررة كتير يعني مثلا ما بعرف like I don't know like for example let's say I was at work I got a bad email and then I continued working مثلا and it happens more than once. You're like okay hold on but maybe that's where I can maybe do something else حتى I get my mind off of things. I take a bit of a breather. برجع بفوت برجع وكمان reading books يعني هلا I have a bit of an attention problem when it comes to books. I try to read as much as I can but it's getting harder every day but I'm trying. كمان about mental health, about ways of thinking, about the brain. It's very interesting honestly. But no, it's very very cool honestly that you're doing all these things وبالعكس يعني I'm sure that you're gonna blow up in a good way.
I hope so.
But yeah, I mean, again, always stay sane and always stay, true to yourself, whatever happens.
Yeah, like you said, you always need a regular checkup, on yourself.
Yeah.
So, مثلا, you do it through journaling. I do it through my music.
Exactly.
حتى when I was going through a tough time in my life, at some point, I wrote a book. I published it. So it was like, I just let everything out onto a piece of pen and paper,
Yeah.
yeah, just checking and okay everything is good up there all the time.
Are you good? You good? Are
exactly.
Sure? Okay.
هلا في coping mechanisms that I do that I don't think are the right coping mechanisms. Like if I get a bad email I go smoke. Stuff like that.
Which,
working on it,
which is good.
Yeah.
I think هلا by the way حتى في شغلة you've mentioned which is interesting يلي هي I think self-care looks different for everyone. And for me mine is exercising and journaling. Yours is maybe along the lines of singing.
Yeah.
Other people maybe it's along the lines of just sitting down watching a movie, whatever it is. So I think for everyone it's very 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 different.
Yeah, agreed.
For now that's super super interesting. Hala, I think the last thing that I wanted to ask you on this podcast يلي هي if you were to send out a message to any Arab guy out there, what would it be? And I'm gonna hand you the notebook for you to write it down. And then
do I write it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is, we're going to have just a big collection of different messages from the different guests we have on the podcast. And then we'll see what to do from there.
Okay. Maybe you can write a book.
Let's see.
I can help you publish.
Yes.
I have the experience now.
Yeah, Khalas, that's awesome. I love that.
Okay.
Let's see. No pressure.
No, I feel like I'm under pressure.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
No. Don't feel pressured. Awesome.
Because this is something I struggled with growing up a bit.
Yeah. And I think شوف هي دايما يعني بحس دايما يعني growing up you always يعني دايما بتشوف حالك شيء بس بعدين بتصفي you're trying to be something else. But then it's دايما it's tough to stay true to yourself بالذات هلا in the world we live in it's crazy يعني بتشوف عالم هو ما بعرف not I mean people that I know who I know are not themselves but they do it because of خلاص that's just how it is. بالعكس يعني I highly salute people مثلك وجر يعني لأنه it's tough.
It is. لا ليك صراحة يعني أنا personally هلا my circle of friends I'm trying to keep it the most genuine people.
Yeah.
So with that in mind they're kind of helping me in a way become the best version of myself genuinely. No need to fake anything, no need to act as like I'm anything else.
Exactly.
So this is my message because growing up I used to change a lot and try to change myself a lot and now I'm just like خلاص
who cares?
I am me and this is me, like it or not, I don't care.
Hate it. This is who I am. I'm Bashar and I'm
100%. Thank you.
Well, Bashar, honestly, it was fantastic having you on the podcast. I can't wait for it to go live and for people to see your story and for people Anjad to really see, everything that you've been through as a كرجال عربي. وكمان كيف عم تتخطى هالصعوبات اللي عم تيجي along your way. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome. We are